Hello, this is the Daily Forex Report for July 25th. We're going to run through the US Japanese yen pair first. This pair closed up on Friday, still moving sideways overall. Did have a small gap, looking for it to retrace back to the previous Friday's close prior to the end of Friday session. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 87.93. Possibly as low as 86.17. Look for some resistance around 87.75 and look for some support around 86.75. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD pair, this pair closed higher, overall moving sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 130.35, possibly as low as 127.07. Look for some resistance around 13000 and look for some support around 127.95. Now looking at the pound US dollar pair, this pair moved up higher, broke out of the range it had been moving. Overall still moving sideways. If you look at the market action, we are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 155.31, possibly as low as 151.52. Look for some resistance around 154.72 and look for some support around 153.50. Now looking at the US Swiss, this particular pair closed up on Friday. It is moving sideways overall. Did have a small gap. Look for that retracement. We are looking for this pair to potentially go as high as 10621, possibly as low as 10386. Look for some resistance around 10592 and look for some support around 10425. Now, we really don't have any significant news announcements being released tomorrow, so that's kind of out. Something that I found interesting, or that I've seen for a while and have found interesting, is if you take the swing trade, and just to reiterate exactly what that is, it's where we have a lower low in the middle and then a higher low and to the right and to the left for this setup. So it's a 3-bar setup. A lot of times what you can do if you draw a trend line on these on Friday, if it occurs on Friday, you can almost pinpoint where it's going to gap to. It doesn't always happen, but a lot of times it'll get very, very close to the actual price where it gapped. This one is pretty significant as far as that goes. It's very, very close. We have 87.49 and it opened at 87.48. So by 1 pip, missed it by 1 pip. So just an interesting little note for y'all. Also, kind of what I'm looking for during this next session, if you draw a trend line in the pound US dollar pair from this high down to Friday's high, you can look for a potential breakout of this, basically looking for it to come back up to this high. It's a quick trade, wouldn't be a whole lot of pips, be about 23, 24 pips there for that market action, but I do believe we'll see it. Now the US Swiss has actually created a swing trade opportunity over the past 3 sessions, and it has a trend that moves to the upside, a trend line rather, that's moving higher. If you draw it out, you can look for potential areas to exit this trade along the way where we've had previous resistance that we've seen. You could actually just peg these along the way as it goes up and determine where you want to exit, or at least potentially exit looking for a buy. We have areas of resistance around here as well as here. If you go up even further, we have several places, and then again we have a little bit of an area of resistance. So all 4 of these you could look to potentially exit the trade or trail your stop up. It kind of depends on what you want to do with this trade. If you want to just grab a quick 30 pips, you can do that, or if you want to continue to lock in profit up to around 103 pips, you can do so as well. That's assuming it doesn't pull back down into this range it's been moving. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.